Okay, it's time for a very brief question and answer video. I got a whopping 11 comments on the video asking for questions for this, so now you know why I don't think it's such a big deal that I have 500 subscribers. Question 1. What aspect of the city building genre of games do you like the most? And I would have to say, it's just the building part of it. I like creating. I like setting out and planning a city and just making it look cool. Like if you've seen my Simcity 3000 videos, you probably pick up on that because it's not the most efficient design. I don't really care about getting everything how it quote-unquote should be. I just like playing around with it and watching it grow up. Now, perhaps the exception to that is with Zeus, and with Zeus I do kind of like to plan it a little bit better and try and make things fit. I guess that's kind of like a Tetris syndrome there because I just like seeing everything line up nicely and match and have a place to go. Okay, so question 2. I imagine you enjoy playing games and doing Let's Plays, otherwise you would stop doing them. So my question is, why do you always seem to get so mad at the games? Well, I don't know that I'm actually mad at the games unless it's doing something that is total bull. Case in point, Armageddon Empires. Now, the game itself was challenging, but it just really seemed to be skewed against me, to try and make life difficult. Now, I know that's probably not the case, and really, the dice rolls were 50-50, and just basic probability says that sometimes you're going to get royally screwed over. But in situations like that, I was kind of pissed off because, well, it was frustrating. Other times, when I'm cussing out a game, it's not necessarily just the game. Sometimes I'm just kind of upset with the way I'm playing, or that it's not really going well. Sometimes I'm just in a bad mood and I let it out on the game. Next question. You like any music? Yeah, I do. I'm not a huge music fan, actually. Unlike some people I know, I don't have music on all the time, or even part of the time, actually. I don't listen to a lot of music, and I can't really say that I have a favorite band. I just kind of listen to what I like, and that varies from time to time. So, for example, sometimes when I'm doing a project, I like to listen to classical music, specifically Mozart. And I don't know, that it just kind of calms me. It releases the tension of sitting for a long time working on something. But at the same time, depending on if it's something I sort of need to be energized for, that I need to get my brain moving with, I might listen to like heavy metal, and specifically the sort of orchestral heavy metal, kind of like Nightwish and stuff like that. Sometimes if I kind of want a medium, I don't really want the pounding of metal, but I want something a little more involved than classical, a little less relaxed. I like listening to, God, I don't even know what genre I would call it. I guess sort of a hip-hop, Wax Taylor, and stuff like that, sort of the indie hip-hop kind of stuff. I also kind of like listening to jazz, like swing jazz, not really the old-timey jazz, but like, well, I guess old-timey big band swing I kind of like, but I guess one of the bands I like that's modern is Big Bad Voodoo Daddy. I kind of like their music, as well as Cherry Poppin' Daddies and Squirrel Nut Zippers, that sort of thing. Okay. What are your feelings on SimCity 5? Would you do a Let's Play on that? Well, I haven't really been following SimCity 5, to be perfectly honest. It looks nice, and I know that it is going to try and integrate social networking, so thumbs up for the graphics, thumbs down for the forced interactivity with other people. Would I do a Let's Play on it? Well, if my computer could have handled it, the one I'm currently using, and this isn't a question that was provided to me, but I have been asked it before. My computer currently is an XP machine that I built in college 6 years ago, I guess. So, as you can imagine, it cannot really handle the newer, next-gen kind of stuff. So, I might do a Let's Play on it, but not for a really long time. Next question. When you can make a new video game, how would it be? Well, actually, the next video game I have in mind that I will be making is sort of going to be a combination of side-scroller and first-person shooter. I'm thinking the best way to describe it is sort of a mashup of Gradius and Contra, and maybe a little bit of platforming. I haven't really decided, but I want it to be really varied. And I was thinking of adding a little bit more to it, obviously, than rather than having just a basic side-scrolling thing, because that's boring. And when you are making games that are essentially clones of other games, you should always decide to add something new to it, add value to it, and maybe someone will like it. This kind of ties in with another question, but also I just discovered that Steam will actually accept games made in Flash and using Adobe Air. And that's good news for me, because that is what I develop in. And so, having just learned that, I might actually now be able to start creating some of the bigger ideas that I've had and releasing them for PC rather than for Android and iPhone. I'll talk about iPhone in a minute here too. So I've got several ideas for that may be coming up after this next game that I make. Right now, I actually just have a page of literally dozens of ideas. So if I actually had the time to make all of them, I would just have a ton of games. But as for my mobile games, right now they are all on Android, because Android, compared to any other platform on mobile devices, is easiest entry, I find. You pay $25 to get in, and that's it. You can start uploading whatever you have, as long as it doesn't have malware in it, and you're good to go. Obviously, I want to develop for iPhone as well, and because I use Flash, it has the capability to export into a number of different formats, so I don't even have to learn a new programming language to be able to do that. But what's holding me back from that is the expense, because whereas Android is a one-time $25 fee, Apple requires a $100 a year subscription, basically. And another thing is the payout system. Android will pay you after you make $1, and that is after they take their cut. So basically you have to, which is 30% by the way, so basically you have to sell 2 games with Android and they will pay you. Apple has quite a higher payout system. It is, I think the last time I saw, $150 per region. And what that means is that if I make $100 in North America and the equivalent of $50 in Europe, I don't get either of that, because it's not total, it's per region. Now I have seen people saying on forums and whatnot that Apple will eventually pay you at the end of some cycle, like every couple months or maybe at the end of the fiscal year or something. They will pay you even if you have not reached that $150 limit. But, you know, that's... Right now, my games aren't doing so well on Android, so that doesn't really incentivize me to put them on iPhone. And, you know, people say that iPhone is a better market, and that may be true because people seem to want to buy games on iPhone, whereas they want the free games on Android. Free games on Android do significantly better. Almost everything you see is free version, and then they make money off of ads. But because of the limitations of Flash and Android together, I can't really do that, and I don't really want to do that because I hate the idea of games with constant ads in them. So anyway, basically, the fact that 2/3 of my profit would be going towards paying that $100 developer fee before I could even think about getting, the extra third back. Right now, it just doesn't seem like a viable option to me. If I thought that I could make enough money, then I would do it. And it's kind of a catch-22 because I think more people would buy my games if it was on iPhone, but again, I can't really. So I'll have to figure something out there. Maybe I can. I don't know. Maybe I'll do a Kickstarter or something. But anyway, I think we should move on from that now. So, what is your favorite sim? Well, that's a good question. I don't really know. I like SimCity 3000 of the SimCity games the best. But at the same time, I also like The Sims 3. And I know people are going to hate me for not liking The Sims 2 better, but Sims 3, just for me, it's part of the city building part that I like. The Let's Play I've done here on YouTube is with a custom map, and I really enjoyed that. I liked being able to create a world and play in it. And The Sims 3 isn't the most stable, and it's got a lot of problems. I will admit that, but I don't know. The Sims 2, just with everyone. I mean, at the time, when it came out, I liked Sims 2 a lot, but I don't know. I just feel like The Sims 3 offers a better sandbox for creating. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. So yeah, as far as my favorite sim, I don't know. And this question may not actually be pertinent to just that, just the Sims franchise. Because if we get outside of those and talk about the other types of simulation games, oh man, that's a tough question. So we'll just leave it at that non-answer for now. Next question is equally as hard. What is your favorite game? That is a really tough question, and because I like a lot of different genres, I'm not sure that I can answer that definitively. For a long time, I was really into the Myst games. I thought they were really great. I bought the companion books for it, and I played through them several times. I should probably do a Let's Play of them, actually, because I've got all of them. But I also like point-and-click adventure games like the Monkey Island series and, just really anything that LucasArts adventure games made. Sierra, I wasn't too fond of the Sierra adventure games, but yeah, I really like the LucasArts ones. And as far as other favorite games, I have shared a couple with you, like Afterlife and SimCity 3000, and a couple other games, I think. Maybe not. Maybe I haven't done them yet. Yeah, that's a really tough question. But my favorite ones from my youth, I guess I would have to say, would be the Myst games and the Monkey Island series. Next question. If you had unlimited resources, what game would you make? Well, I've had this one in mind for a while, and it wouldn't really be a game, I guess, so much as a game about making a game. Basically, what I want to do is make a sandbox-style game where you essentially create the world and then live in it. Kind of, not really like Minecraft. It would be more like the map or the create a world from Sims 3 matched with the building and creature creator from Spore, and sort of just mash that together with maybe the online capabilities of Minecraft. Basically what I'm saying is I would like it to create a map editor so that you can create literally your world. You can place your buildings that you can create in an editor. You can place the characters. You can designate them as player characters or as NPCs. You can designate those NPCs as hostile or passive. You could sort of assign them to things. So like you could assign a building as, I don't know, like a blacksmith, and then you could assign an NPC to that blacksmith, and then that NPC would adopt the behaviors where it would go from its home and go to the blacksmith every day and just sort of be autonomous, kind of like in The Sims. You know, you could just sort of leave it and it would do sort of its own thing. And I would like to also make it very customizable, meaning that, you know, it would have a set number of things in the game to begin with, but I would also like to make it so that you could create you know, your own tree or just whatever in a modeling program and bring that in and have it as part of your game. But the multiplayer aspect that I wanted to add to this idea was so that you could create it and then invite your friends either to a server and play in it or on a LAN or whatever. But I kind of wanted sort of a persistent portal type thing where you could basically go in space around a bunch of worlds, and each world would be someone else's creation. That would sort of take a dedicated server, I would think, to allow that to happen. So, you know, I'm not really sure how I would implement these ideas, but I definitely think that if I had the knowledge, the know-how, and I could afford to have some other people to work and, you know, make this happen, because that sounds a little complicated to me. But yeah, that's definitely what I would go for there. A game basically about making your own game. Next question, why did you decide to start Let's Playing? That began after college, when I had a lot of free time on my hands. I was watching a lot of videos on YouTube, and I started watching Let's Plays. Originally, I wanted to watch just silent walkthroughs of games. I didn't really like watching commentary videos. It really annoyed me. But then I kind of found people that I enjoyed listening to, that I thought were funny, and so I started getting into this whole Let's Playing thing, and after watching people's videos for a while and following them and all that, I started to think to myself as I was playing my own games. You know, I started to think with an internal commentary going. Like, I would think to myself, you know, if I was playing this for an audience, what would I say here? That sort of thing. And so the idea sort of formed in my head of doing Let's Playing on my own, but at the time I didn't have any equipment, I didn't have recording software and all that stuff, I didn't know how to set it up. But the idea was there, and so I started to work on the Sims 3 world, the Monopolville world, just sort of anticipating that I would eventually get into it, and really I was just doing it sort of as an exercise for myself because I had seen videos on how to create it, and you know, like I said, I had a lot of free time on my hands, and so I decided to make that world. Well, along came Jeff Major and his video intro contest for his channel. This was when he made Partner, and he was looking to sort of rebrand his channel. And for those of you who don't know, I do freelance graphic and motion video work, stuff like that. And so I thought I had a really good chance of winning that, because I do it professionally. And honestly, I wouldn't have done it if he wasn't offering a prize, because I've seen Let's Players, well, not necessarily Let's Players, just people on YouTube who take advantage of their fans by holding contests without prizes. And I think the one that really annoyed me the most was when I was watching StarCraft 2 videos with HD StarCraft and Husky StarCraft, and they were sort of having a collaboration thing, and they had contests for t-shirts. And they were not willing to offer any compensation to the people who designed t-shirts for them, and yet they were going to take those designs themselves, turn around and sell the t-shirts. So I thought that was a lot of bull. And I stopped supporting them after that. But yeah, if Jeff had just said, "Hey guys, make me a video," I would not have done it. But because there was compensation for it, I decided to go ahead and do it. And I thought, well, if I'm going to do this, then a lot of people are going to see this video. It would be a perfect time to advertise for my channel and get started on my channel. So like a week before, right after he had announced the contest, I started getting stuff together and recording videos. And yeah, I've just been doing that for about a year now. So that's that story. And it worked out pretty good for me, because after that video I made for Jeff, I got like 50 subscribers right away. And most of them I don't think actually came just to watch the videos, because at the time I only had like 3 different games on there that I was playing, not very many videos. Most of them were people who just subscribed, and I think that is actually who make up quite a few subscribers I still have that don't actually watch every new video I put out. But that's just how it goes. And obviously, if you are trying to get into Let's Playing yourself, that's sort of a hard thing to do. But there are multiple ways of getting yourself known. One thing you should not do, however, is go on a very popular channel and say, blah blah blah, my dream is to blah blah blah, please subscribe, because that is annoying, and it will get you people to ignore you completely, actually, which is not what you want to do. Last question: would you play Minecraft? No, I would not. For the same reason that most people who refuse to play Minecraft give as well, because first of all, there are just too many damn Minecraft Let's Players on YouTube. It is ridiculous, and frankly, I find the game boring. When I first saw videos of it on YouTube, I played a little bit back in early alpha, and I thought it was fun. I thought the idea was pretty damn cool, and I thought it was fun for, well, maybe the first couple days. And then, after I had built my 5th castle and was looking for a new place to expand to, because I tapped out all the resources in the area, I realized what I was doing, and I was wasting my time, because I built these things and then did nothing with them. I moved on to the next big project that just consumed time. And so, with that realization, I just sort of lost interest in the game. Obviously, many more things have been added to the game, but I still don't think that it is a game that's really worth the solo time put into it. Unless you just have a lot of time to kill. But it might be a fun game multiplayer-wise, but then again, I've seen multiplayer servers, and they are just like graffiti, basically, everywhere. People just build whatever. Yeah, so I don't think it's a game that I will Let's Play. because it's not a game that I play in my free time. So, that's the end of the list of questions. So, that's the end of the video. I will see you next time.